Hello everyone and welcome to Stan the Wine Man TV. I am your host, Stan Rattan, and this is the Blue Collar Wine Show where I help you spend your wine dollars wisely. As I mentioned before, October is National Merlot Month, and I've had a lot of Merlots sent to me, people hoping I'd review them. So you know what I decided to do? I decided to do a blind tasting of Merlot I have no idea. My wife bagged these up for me. While I was at work, she had the day off, she bagged them up for me, they're all ready to go. So let's do it. Let's do a blind Merlot tasting, see which one comes out on top. I think that's kind of fun. I like this. So, number one. So, as we talked about, Merlot has been, went through a hard time when Sideways came out. It's starting to rebound back. People realize that Merlot is really worthy. It is really a worthy wine. And I still think the top places to get Merlot are Washington State, the right bank of Bordeaux, and Italy and Napa Valley. This has a little green aspect to it. A little bit of tobacco. Yeah, it definitely has like a green bell pepper thing in the background. A little bit of tobacco. I'm getting some currants on this. A little bit of dark cherry. Let's see what we get on the palate. This is like, I spit. Sorry guys, I wasn't going to do that anymore. Jalapeno pepper, green bell pepper, tobacco, dark cherries, a little bit of bark, a little bit of tobacco. This is an interesting Merlot. Not what I expect. It reminds me more of a cab actually, but the tannins aren't quite as sturdy as you'd expect from a cab. A lot of pyrazine, which means, of course, as you guys know, green bell pepper, grass. Well, not grass. Asparagus, I get a little bit of jalapeno pepper, which I find quite interesting. A lot of earth notes, a lot of tobacco. Kind of an interesting Merlot. I'm very intrigued by this Merlot. Very intrigued. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grade it on the back. And we'll see which one comes out on top. Not super complex, but very interesting. Very, very interesting Merlot. I like it. I do. Yeah, I think it'd be I like it. Let's move on. Number two. Give it a little rinse. Say, why are you rinsing them? Well, I mean, they come from different areas, I'm assuming. I have several different areas to come from. So I'm not assuming they're all like the same. I don't know what my wife did. But that first one is not from California. It's not from Washington State. If it is, I'd be totally surprised. I would guess, could be South American. I don't know. I'm just guessing. But that's what I think. All right, let's see what we get on those. Number two. So this has more like oatmeal and currants. I love it when I get oatmeal on a wine. Of course, a lot of people look at me sideways. How do you get fucking oatmeal on a wine? Well, I do sometimes. I'm just saying. I do. I smelled a wine today. Somebody brought by a wine. It was just like chocolate. You know how you put chocolate frosting on a graham cracker? It smelled just like that. And I used to have those all the time when I was a kid. I think my mom, she had 6 kids, right? There were 6 of us. Cheap dessert, cheap way to feed the kids. Buy a box of graham crackers and a tub of chocolate frosting. Go at it, kids. Go at it. And we did. And I loved them. So this is more oatmeal like currants. Slightly challenged. I get a little bit of a burn, a little bit of nose hair burn on this one. A little bit of a candied cherry thing coming through on the nose. Let's see what we get on the palate. Now, I'm just going to say, I like this cab, see, this Merlot. Like, almost like, those hard candy cherry, maybe, but not too candied. Almost like a cough drop a little bit, but not entirely. I don't know if I'm explaining myself too well. But what I like about this one is it has good acidity. Now, it has the fruit, but it has balanced acidity. So you have that kind of thing going on. A little bit of licorice coming through. A lot of red flower notes. A little bit of a grip on the tannic side on the back end, which is quite interesting. I think this is youthful. Whatever Merlot this is, it needs to age a little bit. I love the acidity. It makes it a really good food Merlot. I'm just saying. Not super complex, but I think it's young. I'm just going to give this one a fair shake. It is young. I think it has the potential to age. I think this one will age nicely for either 5 to 10 years. Good acidity, good balance of fruit, a little bit of tobacco on the back end, nice integration. You know, a little bit, I think it's tight. Just what I'm trying to say. It isn't fully coming out. Now, I was very impressed. So, I think this one needs a little bit of age. So, let's see. I'm not going to guess prices on these. Yeah. All right, number three. Yeah, that second one, I'm just saying, I think it definitely has potential. I like it when, and we've talked about this before on the show, but if you talk about aging wines, you have to look at a couple things. Fruit, acid, tannins. Those three things, if they are there, in balance, that wine will age. But it can't be just acid, no fruit. It can't be just tannins, no acid. They all three have to be there. If you start training yourself and you start learning that about those wines, you will become good at judging a wine's ageability. There we go. Okay, this one has a bunch of stuff on it. Anyway. Good color on this one. I noticed right off the bat this has a little bit more color than some of the other ones. Now this is fleshy, almost meaty on the nose, which I like. Get a little bit of meat marinade coming through. Very meaty. I get a really deep kind of currant note, but it's blended in with this kind of meaty characteristic, this fleshiness. A little bit of rose, like wilted rose petal coming through. Let's see what we can get on the palate. Excuse me. A little bit of tobacco as well. Holy smokes. This baby is dry. I mean, like dry. But intense. I mean, it's dry. Like I want to spit sand out right now. It is an incredibly dry. But meaty, just like the nose, very meaty, very fleshy. I get like a little bit of underripe boysenberry, a little bit of cherry coming through. A little bit of spice. I get a little bit of white pepper. Not a huge amount, just a touch of white pepper. This baby is tight. It also has good acidity. In fact, I think the acidity is a little bit out of proportion to the fruit and the tannins. Just saying, this puppy is dry. I mean, you have to have, like right now, I want a big piece of meat. Just cut it neat. And it would be better with meat. This would definitely be better with meat. But it is bone dry. high in acid. It is fleshy, but it is, yeah, I'm just saying. I'm not super stoked about this one. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's too acidic. You know what I mean? I mean, it's just, the acid is it's way too acidic compared to the fruit in the can. Watch this be a Washington wine. Okay. It's not terrible. I'm just not digging it. Not at all. Not at all. It's just way out of proportion with the yeah. The acidity is just crazy on that. This is not what I was expecting at all. I'd be curious what my wife, Susie, thank you, Susie, for doing this, by the way, how she lined this up. I had a bunch of Merlot, so I will be doing more Merlot episodes in the near future, of course, but this, I just wanted to do a blind one. Oh, look at the color on this bad boy. Number 4. Look at that over here. Look at the color on that baby. Even more so than the other one. The acid on that last one, just, it's wild. I can still, in my mouth, it's like crunchy. Almost crunchy from the acidity. Slightly challenged. I get a little bit of dried cardboard, not corked. This one's burning my nose hairs too. I'm getting like all this alcohol thing going on. Curious about this one. I get like there's definitely a black olive currant thing going on the nose. I think a lot of these probably would benefit from decanting. When I open them up, I'll know, but I think these probably could be decanted. But once again, I'll just say it real quickly. A lot of you guys open a bottle of wine and within an hour you've consumed it, or at least within a couple hours. So I know I encourage decanting. Absolutely encourage it. I think you should do it. But a lot of you don't have time to do that. You just come home, you've had a hard day at work, you have your meal, you uncork the wine, you want to drink it. I get it. That makes sense. A little bit of a tobacco element coming through. Let's see what we get on the palate. Sorry guys. So in the habit of spitting. Now this Merlot is just like what you would expect from a New World Merlot. What a New World Merlot can do. It's spicy, it's plummy, it's got currants and plums and cherries and a little bit of boysenberry coming through. It's soft tannins, but it's structured. I mean, it has structure, it has complexity. Yeah, nice little kind of tarry tobacco finish that kind of lingers for quite a while. This might have a little bit more alcohol, I don't know. But it's very kind of char and tarry on the finish, which I like. This is also a youthful Merlot. I think it will age nicely, easily. I love the finish. I mean, it's just long and a little bit dirty in a chari-tari sort of way. Chari-tari-dirty sort of way. But up front, it's, it has that kind of boysenberry plum currant thing going on. Nice balance, nice flow across the palate. I think this is my favorite one of the bunch. And that a lot of tobacco on the finish, as well as the tar and char. All right, there you go. So I gave them a grade. Now we're going to see how they came out. Nice wine. So, in last place, as you guys might assume, or figure, is number 3 with a C minus. Okay, let's see what we got. This is the Sioni, La Diachi, Diachi? Oh, I'm going to butcher this one. Sioni, La Diachi Merlot from Italy. Gioli and Chianti, Toscana. So this is a Tuscan Merlot, and this rolls in at $33. And this is it. So I want to just read this real quick. This small production Merlot from high altitude vineyards near somewhere in Chianti. I can't read the whole thing. For 24 months in French oak, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, there you go. I give it a, what did I give it? A C minus. Thought it was too acidic, high in acid, out of balance. Now, I did say that Italian Merlots did really well. I thought I'm really big on Italian Merlots, but they have, and I did specify from certain areas, and I don't think this one is the area you want to get your Merlot from. Just saying. Not excited about that. Too acidic. Yeah. Anyway, so in let's see. I should have probably put these in order. Okay, so there we go. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, there we go. So in third place. This was in 4th. Last place. In 3rd place with a C plus B minus, number 1. Now I like the Parazine, the green bell pepper, the asparagus. Okay, all right. Okay, just as I thought. This is a Concitoro Casillero del Diablo Merlot from Chile. I like this one. I thought it was very interesting. It rolls in at $12. So for $12, guys, this is a pretty decent Merlot. And I think I gave it a C plus B minus. Nice Merlot. I mean, it's very interesting. Not your typical New World Merlot. This is New World. Remember, Chile is New World. But very nice. So, in 2nd place with a straight up B. Okay. This is the... Did I get the vintage on this? I'm being kind of a stupid guy right now. It just doesn't stay. So this is 2018 Merlot from Castel Diablo, and this is a 2013 from Tuscany. Okay, this is a 2015 Napa Valley Merlot, Yountville Estate Vineyard, Markham Vineyards Merlot. And this rolls in at $55. Yeah, interesting. $55, you know, I mean, that's steep. What did I give it? A B, straight up B. Yeah, I thought, this is the one I thought, remember, I thought it needed to age. I thought it was too young. So what did I say, it was a 2015? Yeah, so... Yeah, you know, if you were to buy this, $55, put it away for 5 to 10 years. I think you will be rewarded big time. All right, in 1st place with a B plus A minus, number 4, oh, okay, 2014 North Star Merlot, Columbia Valley, Washington State, rocks it, $43. I love this wine. I thought it was, now that doesn't surprise me. I didn't know. Good job, Susie, for lining these up. I did not know what this was. I'm very impressed. I actually thought it might be from Napa Valley. But, you know, that just goes to show, Washington State does just amazing Merlot. Sorry about that. There you go. Lineup. Washington, California, Chile, Italy. Thanks for taking a little time out of your day to watch. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. I'm getting more and more subscribers. That's very exciting to me. I love it. You keep watching, and I'll keep helping you spend your wine dollars wisely.